Alright, hi everyone, Soul Super 17 here. Let me get through this like usual. Now in this picture, not pay video. Alright, okay. So, here's the thing. It's my second attempt at making this. I said I messed up something, or said something I did not think was necessary by accident. So, yeah. Anyways, let's just get this started. I don't own this picture, not pay video. I made a thumbnail. Well, pictures. Yeah. So, this is basically part 3 of Fusion, fused with Alucard Naruto. And we're just gonna go in. So Naruto basically found a book of Hellsing, and it basically had a lot of information in it. So basically about Hellsing, Integra, and basically some weapons, especially Alucard's guns and how the bolts are made. So yeah, let's just get into this. So basically, we're just you know in basically Naruto's new home with basically the Haruno's and Sakura. They're all at the table. Basically, Mrs. Haruno is making breakfast. Mr. Haruno is just chatting with Naruto and Sakura, and basically they're talking about how the exam is going to be what they think. Sakura doesn't know, but Naruto has a feeling it may be about teamwork because of, well, the whole entire three Genin, one Jonin. So, and basically that's what the Hidden Leaf is mostly about. Which Sakura kind of will understand immediately of that. So, Mrs. Haruno basically is bringing breakfast. Naruto gets up and basically helps her out, which she goes, "Thank you, Naruto." He goes, "It's no problem." So, in a sense, he basically helps us, basically the table, bring the food and makes a shout call to get the glasses. And basically even brings, well, beverage, basically orange juice. In which, while they're talking, Sakura asks her mom about why she, told her not to be friends with Naruto. And then she would go on about how a lot of the people was basically mad that the Nine Tails for losing many, people, that they care about and loved ones, which Naruto can understand. But Sakura's like, but still that's, as then Mrs. Haruno was saying about her aunt, which she was killed off by the Nine Tails because her house crushed her. Or something crushed her. Basically, I want to say, like, well, maybe, she was a ninja. Yeah. Basically, her aunt was a ninja. They see that was killed by the Nine Tails baby. By a tree crushed her or something. Which Naruto didn't know, not even Sakura. So, but still, she apologizes to Naruto. And he does ask her if she ever had any guilt, which she says about, when he went home, she always had to face the sense of guilt. Which Naruto was actually surprised and had basically a soft smile and basically says, well, let's basically work on basically our relationship to see if we can actually become friends. In a sense, he's trying to extend a hand of kindness to her, which she gladly accepts. So, well, we basically started off Naruto and Sakura just walking. From here on out, I'm basically just gonna talk more. I just kind of was like summing everything up because I did in the last one. I just thought, eh, just do what I did a few minutes ago and just go into the whole entire them getting in there. So basically, Sakura says to Naruto, "So Naruto, did you basically read the whole entire book?" He goes, "Mm-hmm. I was able to basically get a lot of good information from it, and I'm able to basically translate most of it." In which he goes, "Really?" He goes, "Mm-hmm." And he just goes, "Yeah, pretty much." It basically gave me information on basically this guns that I have, and basically how to make the ammo. Which she's like, "Oh, okay, that is gonna be so useful for you." He goes, "Yeah, there's only one problem." She goes, "How to make the bullets and who's willing to do so?" He just nods. she decides to be like, "Oh, that's gonna be a pain." He goes, "Yeah, I know. I just need to find basically a good store that basically won't try to jip me or basically raise up the price because it's me." Which she nods and she goes, "Well, if anyone doesn't want to help you, then I'll help you. It's the least I can do, right?" Which he does smile at her, but he was shocked. So, in a sense, he says, "Thank you, Sakura." She does miss the old tired Sakura-chan, but she's not used to him saying Sakura. And when she thinks to herself, maybe, maybe I need to think about Naruto in a different light, including Sasuke. I mean, Sasuke would probably be angry at the village and hate it. Naruto's willing to protect it and even still become Hokage. So, what's what's basically better? Someone that basically would forgive some people or a bunch, or or someone that's basically Sasuke, where she basically kind of thinking on it. Naruto knows that she's thinking, but he's not gonna ask. So, in a sense, they do get there, and Sasuke is waiting. It was like I would say 2 hours of waiting. They arrived basically at the 2 hour mark, which goes, "You're 2 hours late." And which basically Sasuke says, and Naruto goes like, Kakashi Sensei's not here, and he was always 3 hours. He's gonna be always 3 hours late, which that kind of makes basically Sasuke mad. So Naruto sits down along with Sakura, basically sitting in the cannon seat. So what happens is very simple. To pass the time, Naruto basically decides to work on and clean on his guns, and Sakura basically decides to watch Naruto and see how he does it, and even basically try to help. In which Naruto basically would ask her why she wants to help. She goes, "One, I'm curious about basically how this works, and two, I just want to." In which I think he would just chuckle at that end. She says, "Alright, I'll show you basically how to put it together." Which she basically smiles at that and just nods. Hold up. Alright, so basically, she's trying to help, clean and basically put the gun back together. Well, one of the guns back together. Naruto basically is helping her out here and there. No, Kakashi does arrive. He arrived basically the same time basically Naruto and Sakura arrived. What he doesn't know is basically they can hear him. The first one wasn't to notice. Well, actually, the basically first, basically millisecond, it was Naruto who noticed. Well, Sakura noticed it just like one more, like just a second later. So yeah, but he's basically wondering about what are those weapons and why are Sakura and Naruto again so alone so much. Sasuke's actually wondering the same thing, and he's basically going through everything he knew about them to basically now. He doesn't understand what's basically the difference, and he doesn't have enough information. So yeah. So I think like an hour later, Kakashi goes like, "Yo," which Naruto goes like, "Oh, hello." His guns are already done, and which basically, I would say Sasuke goes like, "You're late," which he goes, "Sorry, I got basically lost on the road of life," which Naruto basically just nods, and he goes like, "I cannot agree no more. Well, I can't agree so much with that," which he goes, "Hmm." Why? He goes like, "Because I get to take a very enthusiastic walk through the base of the path of life." Which Sakura just sort of just chuckle at that. In which Sasuke's like thinking, "This is not right, this is not normal." Where Kakashi's like, "Okay, moment." So he will explain about the test. and the rules. And basically, one that we've sent back. Sakura does not believe it, neither does Naruto. Sasuke does. So, in a sense, Naruto basically would taught to Sakura telepathically. No, he can read people's minds. He can mind control them. No, not telepathically. Well, she would go jumping into basically the woods and basically into the area she would have done in canon, but done it better. Which basically Kakashi's like, "Oh, you're not running away, Naruto." He just basically looks at Kakashi and be like, I'm just trying to give everyone a head start." Which he's like, "Huh? What do you mean?" He's like, "You'll see soon." Which basically, I would say Kakashi would take out his book and just start reading as Naruto basically walks away from Kakashi. So in a sense, Naruto basically walks into the woods, and right away, when Kakashi basically was trying to notice him, he's gone. Which he doesn't understand how. So, Naruto will find Sakura, and she doesn't even say. She's about to basically scream because she basically felt a tap on her shoulder. Well, yeah, on her shoulder, and basically when she gets her a hand cover her mouth, and Naruto just sighs, be like, "You had to almost start screaming," in which she just kind of tries to say something when Naruto takes his hand off. She goes, "Sorry, didn't mean to." So he just shrugs, be like, "That's fine." So what you doing? She was like, "Basically, I'm trying to see how Kakashi will react to each one of us fighting. I'm trying to get basically some information on it before I basically go in and run in and attack." In which basically Naruto would just nod. So, in a sense, Naruto doesn't, fight Kakashi. It's Sasuke this time. He would try to do his tactic and then basically disappear. While basically Kakashi basically finds Sasuke. So the fight happens in canon. It's just the fact is Naruto can see Kakashi. He goes like he's holding back against us. Sakura, how about you go test basically your new vampiric speed and strength on him? Which she's like, are you sure? He just nods. So basically she just says, "Okay, if he dies, you can't blame me." Which she just, I would think, actually just, a little chuckle. Little basically laugh. He goes like, "I won't. I'll make sure Gigi doesn't either." Which she just nods. So basically, she would basically come out of her hiding spot, and basically Kakashi would actually be kind of surprised. He thought it would be Naruto who would come out. He basically goes, "So, you're not basically going to wait for me? You're just going to come at me?" She goes, "Well, I mean, Sasuke basically said he ain't like the others," which he's right. There's no one basically the same. So, I'm basically here to basically see how strong you are, Sensei. In which, he's just still reading the book. He's like, alright, come at me when you're ready. Yeah, basically tune into almost Jonin level speed. Basically, even in power, which he's actually shocked by this. She basically tries to hit Kakashi, on his left side, and which he was able to get out of there. So he goes like, "I see, so I can't basically, read this. I have to get a little bit serious." So he puts back his book, and Naruto basically would come basically, come out, come for the retreat, that's what I was trying to say. Come for the retreat by phasing through it, and he's right behind Kakashi. Sakura sees it and doesn't make no signs, as then, Naruto basically grabs Kakashi by the back of his neck and then throw him basically into a tree. in a sense, was a poof, and then basically Kakashi coming out. He was like, my head. In which Naruto just sighs, be like, you have to do better than that, Kakashi Sensei. Which he basically gets up, he was like, well, I didn't think of that was gonna happen to me. He dusts himself off, he like, looks like they're a little bit serious. And then he basically takes his headband up, and Naruto just looks at it, he's like, he thinks to himself, a Sharingan. It makes sense why we are basically on the team together. Which Sakura is actually kind of shocked. But I think she would know, since he doesn't have both of them, it was like an implant eye. So, yeah. Basically, Naruto gets into a loose fighting stance while Sakura gets into a fighting stance. Kakashi doesn't know who to go after first, but he decides to try to go after Naruto, seems he like the bigger threat. And when he does, ooh, Kakashi's having a hard time fighting basically Naruto by himself. Meanwhile, though, with a clone digging out Sasuke's like, why are you helping me? He's like, because we need to work together as a team. He's like, I don't need to basically work together as a team. He's like, this is a team building exercise, you can call it. But no, this test is all about teamwork. So, let's do a teamwork. As the clone gets Sasuke out, and Sasuke just scoffs and goes like, I don't need to work with basically both you and Sakura. He's like, because there's only one reason why. Which, basically, yeah. Sasuke decides to basically join the fight. So, basically, Kakashi's basically being pushed back a little by little until Sasuke comes in out of nowhere and tries to fight. So, in a sense, Naruto would technically have the bells by now, and just, kind of basically two clones will hold down Kakashi, as basically Sasuke has a kunai hand along with basically Sakura, while Naruto has the kunai at basically Kakashi's neck. So, yeah, basically Kakashi basically was impressed by their teamwork. He was like, you all pass. So, we have a mission tomorrow. Team 7. Which Naruto just nodding. Which Sakura's like saying, yes! Which Kakashi, well, basically not Kakashi, but Sasuke just smirks. And, well, I mean, what happens basically is just very simple. After that, since someone gets tied up, Sasuke basically eats, but along with basically Naruto, because, well, he only had breakfast and it was a little bit long, so, yeah, pretty much. We then basically would kind of do a little bit of a skip, like a month skip, as Tora basically has not come to the Hidden Leaf Village in a while because of, well, Naruto, if you really think about it. So, yeah. Hold up. Okay, so like I was saying, Tora has not come around the Hidden Leaf Village in a while, but it had to basically leave because of the Daimyo's wife is suffocating it, so Tora basically left, and the Team 7 is the one who's basically supposed to capture it. As basically, communication says, I found the target, which basically Naruto goes like, and I can confirm it's basically the right cat. Sakura says, basically saying, yes, basically, it is the right cat, basically Sensei, which Kakashi's like, alright, team, go and try to capture it and be careful. You do not basically understand the dangers of basically this feline. So, yeah. In a sense, they try to capture it, and it somehow slips by Naruto and Sakura, which they cannot believe it. A cat's able to, slip by them until Naruto, got in front of the cat and basically mind controlled it basically just to stay still. Which, in a sense, it does. So he picks up the cat. The cat just can feel the difference of presence around Naruto and Sakura, and it kind of just starts like shaking. which, when Naruto basically starts petting the cat, it slowly stops and then starts purring. He goes, well, I always was a dog person, but hey, I'm also a cat person. Basically saying basically just thinking he's both dog and cat person. Where Sakura I think she would just be looking at Kakashi like, so, are we gonna take another mission after this, or are we gonna just train? Which he does think about it. So, he does basically saying, we'll see. So, yeah, so basically, they get back, they give the cat back to the daimyo's wife, as, well, I would say Naruto would basically try to tell the daimyo something, but she would be too much in a rush to leave, in which he just sighs. Which Haruzen would just chuckle. So, basically, Kakashi was saying, Lord Hokage, I'd like to have him face another mission. Which would kind of surprise, I think. Yeah, would surprise Aruka. Because he knows Kakashi would not have taken another mission. In which, basically, Kakashi would say something along the lines of, my team basically has fulfilled the right requirements, and also he thinks they are ready for a C rank. Yeah. C to D rank mission. No, yeah. Yeah, no. C rank mission. And which Hiruzen would think about it and just nod. So, in a sense, he basically pays out the whole entire bridge builder with Tazuna. Tazuna would say at least something about Sasuke, Sakura with her hair color, and then Naruto, just some weird vibe from Naruto, so he doesn't say much. Basically, Sasuke gets mad, Sakura's like, she actually thinks about that, about her hair color. So, yeah. In a sense, Naruto basically would just kind of chuckle at basically Tazuna, and basically then Kakashi would introduce himself and his team. So after recent introductions, Kakashi asks how long you want to take this. He says he wants to leave by, well, as soon as possible. So Kakashi says, alright everyone, basically pack up your things and meet back in the gate in an hour. Basically, well, the gate they have to leave from. Yeah, leave from. So in a sense, Naruto and Sakura go back to their home. Oh, yeah, they go back to their home, basically, pack up their things, but Naruto, Naruto will probably say something about how, I mean, don't bring much, just bring the necessary things. In which Sakura will be like, on it. So, who's gonna carry the tent, me or you? He was like, I'll carry basically the tent, you carry basically something basically to, like an extra sleeping bag or so. She goes, alright. Basically, Mr. Harno was like, oh, you two, here. I basically was able to basically afford these for you guys. Which Naruto's like, basically goes like, he looks at the scroll, he's like, what's this? He goes, sealing scroll. You'll basically able to carry stuff basically in there. Which Naruto and Sakura look at each other, and she goes, I'll carry basically the extra pots and pans. Which he basically says, and basically, I'll have some food too with us, or I'll hunt them, and basically we just can cook it that way. Which he nods. So basically, they have their supplies and such. The kunai, shurikens, basically emergency, basically kit, some food some basic chakra pills, and basically anything they'll need. So yeah, and it was all fit in one scroll, surprisingly. So basically, when they get there, Sasuke basically is not there yet, so Naruto and her just wait. Not that long, because Sasuke does get there, and after that, Tazuna and Kakashi. So, what happens is very simple. They would basically just leave Konoha and travel along the route. So, in a sense, when they basically traveling for about maybe an hour or two, the whole entire water being there, Sakura would just notice it right away. This time, along with basically Naruto, Sasuke is like, and basically always ready for a fight, Kakashi sees it. He goes, let's see their teamwork. Let's see what they can do. So, in a sense, Naruto basically would have, I'm gonna say, for that month, he did find a store that would basically work with him. Higarashi's weapons store. In a sense, basically, he does get a good, basically, price for basically the bullets, but it does take a while to make. He has Higurashi, we can basically make this, and it was basically just the bullets blueprint, which he said he could try. So Naruto basically was there. He said he'll help, and so Naruto basically helped Higurashi, and basically they were able to make a bullet pretty well. So Naruto basically says he would, like for him from time to time to make these, which gives him Higurashi enough time to basically buy the materials. So I would say basically because of this, Naruto would have his gun slowly coming, off his side. Out of from basically he goes grab his basically the gun from his back, basically pulling out of the holster and get ready to basically fire. So in a sense, when Kakashi basically gets wrapped around in the chain by the Demon Brothers, when they kill him supposedly, basically one of them is like 1 down and 3 and 4 to go. That one would say. So they basically were running forward. Sasuke's about to do something, but Naruto basically already took aim and fired, breaking the chain instantly from the bullet, which the Demon Brothers were actually kind of shocked by the sound and by basically their chain breaking, which Sakura's already in defense position when Naruto immediately runs towards them, basically punching one, sending him flying, and just jumps after him, basically the one that's like, brother! Basically, he's about to run in, but Sasuke gets in front of him, as then he starts trying to fight. Basically, the fight is somewhat basically simple for Sasuke, and with Naruto, it's not even a freaking match. He basically is just like blocking every hit, with basically moving the hand to the side, striking when needed, and basically the Demon Brothers like, he's messing with me. He's not taking me seriously. Whereas Naruto's basically like, don't try to kill him. We need to get information. But the easiest way is to basically drink his blood. So Naruto basically grabs him by the face and throws him throws him away. Whereas Naruto basically would jump towards him, which Kakashi would basically make a clone to go and basically help out Sasuke, and then the real one would go towards Naruto. So when the Demon Brother Naruto through basically lands, he goes, well. Seems basically someone like you and your status is a little bit weaker than I thought. Which I was like, you damn kid! What the heck? What the heck type of food they feed you? He goes, lots of training and basically something not of this world. Which he's like, what? He goes, it doesn't matter. You're gonna die soon. Which goes, me die to a Genin? Like hell I am. As in all of a sudden he's right in front of him, basically just grabs his face. He goes, you're going to die, and you're going to tell me everything you know. So, I thank you for your cause, and your brother will basically have a quick death. You'll not meet him in afterlife, though. Which he's like, what? As Naruto basically does fully kill the guy, basically, by drinking his blood. Basically, afterwards, Naruto basically, drops him immediately, basically, just saying, so the Demon Brothers were hired. Well, Zabuza Momoshi was hired by Gato Industry. And basically, they're basically causing Wave Country to be in poverty. Well, basically to have nothing, with no money in them. So, poverty? I think it was right, poverty. I may be wrong. I'm not very good at saying some words sometimes, but basically not having no money around and basically them always having a hard time for food. So, in a sense, basically Naruto would basically make a shadow clone and have it go back, while Naruto, him himself, does basically, I would say, start digging the hole in which basically no basically Kakashi would be kind of shocked. I would say it doesn't take long for Naruto because he will be increasing his speed to do so. And he would take the Dana Brothers gauntlet off of him, basically. He knows about the bounty system, at least. So, he would just say, I'm taking this. It was a good fight, Demon Brother. He was, puts the man's body, in basically the hole that he made, basically, you know, and then just cover it. And basically he goes, Kakashi Sensei, it's good for you, basically, to see me at least give someone a burial. Which Kakashi comes out and goes like, Naruto, what did you do? And how do you basically already knew what was going on before, well, I basically interrogated the brother. Which Naruto says, simple. I have something based not many people have, an advantage. But this was basically only the quickest way to get information besides getting it from both of them. Which Naruto just starts walking away. Which Kakashi goes like, so, I already know my Shadow Clone got all the information he can from basically the Demon Brother. Mind telling me? He just nods. So he basically tells Kakashi about Zabuza, and basically there's basically another person with him that's gonna pretend to be basically a hunter nin, and they basically about the whole entire Gado industry. Which Kakashi says this is basically a failure of a mission. Which Naruto basically goes like, well, I mean, not a failure, but the client did lie and stuff, but, you do realize what I am, right? Which, basically, Kakashi goes, basically, Hiruzen already told me, yes, you and Sakura are vampires. So, if it was you two a normal genin, I would have to basically go back, but you're not. You can handle yourself. Which Naruto goes, but we don't have the proper training. But we could rely on our speed and strength. Which basically Kakashi nods. So basically, when he gets back, basically the clone poofs, and Naruto basically does basically have the gauntlet. Which Sakura's like, "How did?" Oh yeah, never mind. She's basically going back to her old Sakura moment, but then she just realized, yeah. Which Naruto would just chuckle and pat her head, which would kind of caught her off guard. And her face is blushing a bit. He goes, "Sorry, it's just you basically having one of your old moments. Couldn't help it." Where she goes, "Baka." So, and she looked away, which Naruto laughs even more about it. Which Sasuke's like, "Okay, this is weird. This is not them. What's going on?" Which Kakashi would just chuckle. So, basically, Kakashi is saying, "Alright, team, let's keep going." Which I think Sasuke would have been actually shocked. He was like, "What about basically calling for backup, Kakashi sensei?" Which Kakashi's like, "We don't need it." Which he's just shocked. And Naruto would be like, just walking with along with Tazuna and Sakura. Which Sasuke's just standing there, just dumbfounded, and just, saying, "Hey, wait up!" Just like catching up. Which Tazuna is thinking Kakashi goes like, there's reasons why we can handle this. Don't worry. This will be basically a simple fight. So, in a sense, What happens is very simple. When basically they get in the area where Zabuza, actually, does his ambush, instead of the sword basically, basically passing above everyone, Naruto basically just jumps onto it and just lands on the blade. And when it hits the tree, Zabuza appears on basically the handle. He goes basically Hate Kakashi of the Sharingan. No wonder why the Demon Brothers failed. And basically, Zabuza feels like the blade has a little bit more weight on it. Whereas Naruto just standing on it and be like, hello there. Where she's like, huh? As then Naruto just punched him, sending him flying off of it. So he basically immediately, jumps but also grabs the blade out of the tree, basically having it onto his shoulder with ease, and just walking towards Kakashi. Where she goes, good job, Naruto. He goes, it was easy. Where she basically, gives the sword to Sakura. She goes, thanks. She just holding it with ease. Which Kakashi just saying, being a vampire must be awesome. Well, be kind of easy. Which basically Sasuke's like, how? What's going on? What's happening? Which Tazuna's like, ninjas. So Zabuza again. Up he goes, what hit me? In which basically he looks over, he sees Sakura holding his sword as Naruto basically just standing right in front of basically Kakashi. He basically just says, so Zabuza Momochi, you're here to basically kill Tazuna for basically our client because of Gato. You really, really have a bad client to basically work for. And I would say you basically picked the wrong time basically to basically do a job when I'm around. Which is always like, first off, I don't care. Second off, what do you mean? And third, give me back my sword! Where she goes, alright, maybe I basically will give you back your sword, but answer me this question. Why work for Gato? You do know he may betray you in the end, but you seem not to have a worry about it. So he goes, of course I don't. That slimeball thinks seriously he can, outsmart me, but I already know what's gonna happen. He goes, first not to raise up an eyebrow. He goes, well, you answered it, even if it may be a lie or not. So he basically looks at Sakura, she gives him the sword, as then he basically just kind of easily just basically throws it into the air. Basically kind of spins a bit, he catches it, and then basically he just throws it like a javelin towards Zabuza as it lands right in front of him, which Zabuza's like blinking. You're like, huh? He goes, well, let's have a fight. You and me. Or do you want this, Kakashi? He says, I'm basically Jonin Sensei. I should be able to handle this by myself. Which Naruto says, then don't basically let your guard down, or I'll come in and take over. As Naruto basically has a grin when he says that, and Kakashi just nods. Basically, the fight would go exactly the same. So, what happens is very simple. Naruto would just start laughing, and well, then I mean he'd be like, "Kakashi, you actually got captured." I mean, his laughter died down, and then he says, "To be fair, it is understandable." Basically, constantly using basically water buncheons to basically save your butt would basically be kind of confusing after a while and annoying. So, what happens is very simple. Naruto just walking forward. As Zawaza makes more Mizu buncheons, basically water clones, as he basically they run towards him, and he just smirks. He's like, "Come on, let's see if you basically take a punch." So basically, Naruto versus 4. Yeah, the 4 basically try to hit Naruto. He basically dodge, punch one, doesn't basically burst, then basically elbowed the other one, kicked one forward. It's just he's basically toying with them. It's just like it's noticeable by Zabuza. And Naruto basically goes like, I see their patterns. Alright, then let's finish this. So every single time before, like each one basically even made a move, Naruto would intercept it and basically killed off the Misu Bunshin. And Naruto just looks at Zabuza and goes like, well now, you're next. He goes like, what are you going to? As Naruto pulls out Castle and shoots Zabuza in the shoulder, which holds in basically Kakashi. And he goes, as he basically screams out of pain, like, you down kid! What did you do? Basically, as Naruto basically just grinning, he goes like, easy, immobilize your arm. So basically the water prison does fall as Kakashi goes like, good job Naruto, I'll finish this. Which Naruto goes like, you lost, you basically failed Kakashi sensei. It's my turn. In which Kakashi's looking at Naruto walking basically onto the water like it's nothing. In a sense, is he doing the water walking? No, he's just literally just floating on the water. I mean, Alucard did that. I mean, he just jumped really high, then he was just floating, sort of, but just falling slowly. So, okay, no, he doesn't walk on the water, which Naruto basically just sighs, and then he looks at Zabuza. He was like, hey, Demon of the Mist, come on. You say basically you can beat it. Well, you say you can beat me when I'm a kid, right? So come and prove it. Show me how the Demon of the Mist truly fights. So, yeah, Zabuza gets pissed. He was like, alright, kid, I will. So he runs over Naruto with his one good arm of dragging the blade, which he goes, when he gets close to Naruto, he goes like, die! So he basically swings down the basically executioner sword as Naruto then basically blocks the blade with both his guns. And he just smirks. Which Zabuza's actually shocked as he kicks Zabuza off the water, basically into a tree as he crashed through it. At least two of them, basically, Zabuza getting up. He's like coughing out blood. He goes, that kick! How strong is this kid? So, basically, yeah. Zabuza basically is getting up slowly as Naruto like, alright, seems you can handle that much. Let's make this a little bit lower. So, basically he puts away the guns, and then he gets into a fist, fighting stance, which he's like, I won't lose to some brat! So he gets up and tries to swing. Naruto basically dodges the basically attacks, and then basically punches, basically Zabuza on the face, then the side of his ribs, then the gut. As Zabuza basically like leaning over, Naruto basically grabbed him by the neck and throw him back to the water, which Kakashi was doing basically hand signs. And so basically he would use exactly the same type of basically jutsu he would in canon, as that would go exactly the same, and he's about to kill Zabuza. But in a sense, it doesn't happen because of Haku. You see, Haku basically is trying to do exactly the same thing in canon, which Naruto lets Haku leave, and basically Kakashi asks why. He goes simple. He understands what's gonna happen, so he's gonna try to get stronger. He may not attack right away, so we may have some time. His heart is beating slowly, so he's in a death-like state. In which Kakashi says, I see. So he puts down the headband and he basically would fall over like in canon. As Naruto just sighs and picks up Kakashi and starts carrying him. He goes like, Tazuna, can you please take us to your home? Which he goes, alright. So he does take them to the home. He meets basically Nari and, well, Tazuna's daughter. In which, I would say this, since, hold up. Hold up. So basically, since Takashi basically was knocked out for at least a Alright, sorry about that, everyone. So, basically, as I was saying, Naruto, for these 2 days, he basically helped Sakura for day and a half. Basically helped Sakura train, basically get stronger on both basically abilities of ninja and basically vampire. He also works on his chakra control, and he's basically trying to find out information on the Uzumaki through Kurama. In which basically Kurama is only telling him bits and pieces. Sakura is taking, having an easy time with Naruto's training, and Sasuke just being Sasuke, just doing his own thing. Now, what happens is very simple. He also explained about the whole Tairazava's up near death and they have to train. That's why, they did it. So when Kakashi wakes up, Naruto's like, good, you're awake. I already started basically Sakura's training along, but Sasuke's already doing his own training by himself. If you basically have something to do, I basically can tell them. Which Kakashi's like, you're a clone, aren't you? Which basically the clone Naruto just nods. In which basically he just sighs, tell them about tree walking. Well, I'll tell you about tree walking, and then basically the memories would basically go to the original. Which basically the clone Naruto nods, so he kind of explains tree walking. And when it basically makes another clone, it goes poof. As, basically he just looks like Kakashi, and the smile Kakashi just sighs, you're like, he really knows how to do this well. So yeah, Naruto basically would go over to get Sasuke and tell him about tree walking. And so, basically, they would try to do it as Sakura would basically get it immediately, and Naruto would tell her to keep working at it, where she just nods and such, and, she also would basically give some advice to Naruto and Sasuke what to do. Naruto basically has his own way of doing it, so he basically would take off his jacket and lay down on the floor while his feet are on the tree, where Sasuke just keeps on running. So, Naruto's basically focusing on his chakra, basically with his eyes closed, and trying to basically figure out the amount that will work for him to get up. Slowly but surely, he does get it. To the point eventually he gets near halfway, as then he puts too much chakra, in which he basically has to jump off. So in a sense, he basically would go into the woods a few minutes, make some more clones, as then basically they would go run into the forest as Naruto comes back to increase his chakra control by tenfold. So after that, we, would kind of skip a couple of days when Kakashi will walk better. He basically would kind of see their progress. And, he will also kind of see basically what Sakura's trying to do, along with basically Naruto just, peddling Sasuke here and there. So, yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't want to go too far into this. And I am getting tired. Okay, so basically, I would say on the day, 2 days before, 2 days before the whole entire bridge builder attack, again, we would just have that night. Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi are at the table along with Tazuna, his mom, and Nari. So basically, he would go on saying, you can't beat him, and, all this, while Naruto just looking at Nari, be like, cannot beat him. Why? Basically, he goes because he has an army, he basically has this and this, and which Naruto goes he's just a man, that is all. Which, Nari basically, doesn't understand it, but Yeah, Naruto basically just kind of just telling Naruto the truth. Basically about some people suffer more than him, some people don't have jobs, others basically have to go poor and hungry. So, in a sense, like Inari sort of basically, get over his issue, as Naruto tells him basically to, well, go and hmm, learn on his own. Hold up, my brain's going dizzy. Well, going like, what the heck moment? Okay, so I think I was not remembering what I was saying. But I think I remember it was just, well, I mean, like when I basically said the last minute about something leaving. Um, hmm. Oh yeah, Nari. Yeah, Nari basically about basically about Gato, his men, and basically Naruto saying about, does he really think that Nari does saying about all basically Gato's men are strong and he cannot be defeated. So Naruto basically gives him a real life lesson. I'm not gonna say it because I'm tired. So in a sense, the whole entire basically scene with Naruto basically going to the woods would happen and Sakura would go after him. Which kind of like just Sasuke is like, okay, this is weird. This is not how they're supposed to act. So yeah, he's actually trying to figure out the mystery between them. So when Naruto's basically in the woods, he wants to basically destroy something, but knowing him, he basically will have to destroy the whole entire forest, but he won't do that. So when he basically hears Sakura's voice, he turns around and he just says, Sakura, you're here. Huh. I thought you basically would stay in the house. She nods no. She goes, if I don't come basically check out on you, well, check to see if you're alright, you'll basically probably destroy the whole entire forest. Whereas Naruto just chuckles. He goes, I think I went a little bit too far with the kid. Where she just says yes and no. He didn't really know basically what was going on with you, and he was complaining about something. So, I mean, you did went wrong for going a little bit too far with him, but he was also in the wrong too. So you don't have to worry that much. Which Naruto just thanks her. So, in a sense, though, he would sit down at the tree. He was like, so, is there anything basically you wanted to do? She goes, well, stare at the stars with you. But she just raised up an eyebrow. She goes, what? Race outside the village? No one's basically gonna basically say anything. I mean, you should basically hear what they said basically about, when I'm alone. Which Naruto just kind of just sighs and let me guess, demon lover or something? She just nods. He basically would just, put his arm around her and pull her into a hug. He would just say, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for what they're doing or saying. Which Sakura just kind of hugs back, and I do think she would, have some tears going down her face, which she would say, it's alright. I mean, you saved me and you've been helping me. I mean, I made this choice, so I have to basically deal with it, but why are they so mean to me all of a sudden just because have to live with you? He goes, that's how the villagers are. You kind of see why I don't really like them that much. She does nod. So, after that little hugging session happened, basically, he lets go and she basically just goes back to look at the stars. She basically goes, I do know we're going to be living longer than them, but it still hurts. He goes, I know. You get used to it after a while, though. She just looks at Naruto and just nods. So basically, they chat and just having like a normal conversation. She basically says she'll be heading back if he's good, which he does say yes, and she goes, "All right, see you later." So she goes back to the house, and when she gets there, Kakashi asks, "How is he?" She goes, "Well, we talked, so we're basically fine. Well, he's fine." He'll be back here probably in the morning or basically late at night. Which he does, which Kakashi does nod. So, in a sense, Naruto just kind of just would just be looking up and just sigh and be like, those villagers never learn. They truly don't. I wonder if basically that's how, Mr. and Mrs. Haruno are basically having some problems too. When I basically get back to Konoha, I'm gonna have to deal with it. So, yeah. I would think just like Naruto would just kind of close his eyes and go into the mindscape and talk to Kurama until basically he falls asleep. So the whole entire scene with Haku would happen. So though, I would say the bridge building, they did have out the bridge building. Naruto used clones. Some clones are always there to help out and such. So yeah. So the bridge building went a little bit faster than canon. And, well, basically, it was basically just like a 2-day time skip. Training went well. Basically, Kakashi though told them they said they were doing like training, so take a break. Naruto did get the tree walking exercise down along with Sasuke, but Naruto got it done a little bit faster than Sasuke. So, yeah, Sasuke was a little bit mad. Basically, Naruto's clones were helping, so, yeah. Sakura basically chakra reserves did increase too, so that was a good thing. Now, Naruto basically decides to stay back because Sakura can be there to help out if needed, because he has a feeling something's gonna happen. So Kakashi understands and let Naruto stay. And, well, it was a good thing he does, because as soon as the guy busts down the door, all of a sudden both of them are sent flying backwards. And Naruto goes like, well, Gato really doesn't want basically Zabuza or anyone to get the upper hand on him. And he basically is going lower than trash. Which the two goes like, it's just a kid? Let's just, as before they can even finish their sentence, they were killed. Very easily. Their basically heads are falling off as Naruto legit just... We kind of do some hand signs, basically what Kurama told him before and did like fireball style, burn the bodies to ash real quick. So Inari and basically Tazan Adar doesn't basically see them. Which is kind of fun because, this is the funny thing. When Naruto hit them, their money pouches and basically they drop their weapons. So it was like Naruto basically picks up the money pouches like free money, yes. And then he basically takes the weapons. So he basically tells Inari because, Inari actually was basically grabbing something to basically about to fight off the men, which he basically pats Inari's head, be like, "Good job for ready to defend your mom. You finally grew up, Inari." Which Inari's looking at Naruto with a smile, and he says, "I have to get going," which basically Inari nods. So Naruto basically leaves. Inari basically is running to the village, trying to inspire people, and let's just say this: the fight with Sasuke and basically Haku goes exactly the same, but when Naruto enters the picture, yeah, the mirrors basically do get destroyed very quickly. And basically Haku had to jump out of the mirror, and he goes, "What the?" So Naruto goes like, "I arrived on time. Alright then. Let's end this little facade." So Naruto basically moved faster than Haku could see, knocked out Haku. Basically threw him to the side, basically hitting something, which Zabuza heard. He sees Haku basically, knocked out, but he thinks it's dead. Naruto basically appears right in front of Haku, had the gun. Basically, he's about to pull the trigger as Zabuza says, "Get away from him!" He basically just runs towards him as Naruto smirks. Basically, he catches the blade in his hand and basically looks at Zabuza and basically immediately headbutts him. Then basically punches him in the stomach. Basically grab his head, knee him in basically the face, and then slam his face to the ground. Which Naruto says, just stay down. Someone's about to come here. So right on cue, basically Gato comes, and he basically explains how he wasn't ever going to pay them. Hold up. Alright, how he basically was never going to pay them, and he's just going to kill them off. Basically, Zabuza is hurt badly because of Naruto, but Naruto just says, Sakura, which she basically just walking forward, is like, yes, we'll have some fun. Where she just looks at basically, Gato's men and Gato. She has a little smirk. She goes, yeah. He goes, you don't have to basically do this. These are going to be your first. She goes, I'm okay, Naruto. I have to do it sometime, right? Which Naruto nods. So in a sense, though, he wielded the executioner blade. I was like, what the? These two kids? He starts laughing. As then immediately Naruto throws a shuriken, basically hitting the men that basically was next to Gato, laughing as he just falls dead. Which Naruto says, enough talk. As basically him and Sakura rush forward. Basically, yeah, it was just a massacre. Gato did run to the back, but him and Sakura showed no mercy. Well, I mean, sort of. They were basically dying like flies until they got to Gato, which immediately was chopped in half by Naruto. Gato didn't even get to say a word. He just really had enough hearing Gato's voice. So yeah, basically, no one notices, but a lot of the blood basically is going to Naruto with his life hack. So he walking over to Zabuza, gives him the blade, and just tells him, "Your basically partner there is knocked out. Don't worry, he's not dead. I made sure of it." Which not Gato, but which Zabuza's eyes widen. Basically, the village, everyone plus Inari from the village comes over. They see that basically Gato's dead along with basically his men. They just start cheering, and they have a celebration. So because of basically Naruto already has all the information from from basically Gato, after the celebration, basically Team 7 basically goes over, raids basically Gato's place, gets everything that they need, bring basically the money back, give it to the village, plus also some deeds over to about Gato's industry. Basically, they also get their cut because of the raised mission pay. Basically, Zabuza even gets his money. He basically thanks Naruto for it, and he goes, it was no problem. Just don't basically get into any more contracts with basically people like that. Which basically Zabuza just chuckles. And, well, he says he's actually going to go back to to basically not Wave Country, but to the Mist Village and basically help in the war. Which Naruto's like, alright then. Stay safe, you two. Which basically Haku thanks Naruto for it, what he did. He just waves it off. So in a sense, Naruto will be and Sakura, Sasuke, and Kakashi will saying goodbye to the village. And basically Naruto will be, trying not to cry, which Naruto just says, it's okay to cry, Inari. Doesn't mean you're weak. Some people, you always have to cry sometimes. Which Inari just starts crying, saying he's gonna miss Naruto. He pats his head, he's like, it's alright. I'll come back and visit. Which he says, you promise? He just nods. So basically, after they're leaving, they say what they're gonna name the bridge. They say the Great Naruto Bridge. So yeah, which Naruto heard it along with Sakura. She goes, good job, Naruto. He just sighs and be like, I didn't even ask for it. Which Sasuke doesn't even understand what's going on, but I think Kakashi would. So this is where I'm going to leave it off, everyone. I hope you guys have a nice day, night, wherever you are, and bye.